Because if you really think about it, if a man buys a woman a ring that she's kind of like embarrassed to show off, and yes, his friends can be hyping them, but the girls know like, oh, I've said it in so many videos, I got a bald black daddy and I'm the youngest. You really think I'm not about to get my way or expect to get my way? And then it's almost like you sit there and you think that the wedding is like the end all be all, and then you actually have to stay married to this person. The shut up ring is because you've already done everything that a wife would have done, but you gave it to him before you were even a wife, so now you expect a ring. So obviously he's gonna give you a ring to shut up. Am I on Love is Blind? Because what is going on? Do you even want to marry this person? You have to be strict from the beginning and have those boundaries set, or else you will turn into a married single woman. Jumbo everyone, welcome back, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about what are shut up rings and weddings expose it all. So without further ado, let's get started. If y'all don't know who my girl Cecilia Regina is, I would highly recommend going and checking her out, because she has genuinely taught me so much when it comes to not only men, relationships, seeing how media plays out, even her assessments on like Sex and the City, showing me that Carrie is a pick-me. There are so many great points that I've gotten from her that I wouldn't have gotten from any other creators, especially with her being a educated black woman. I've definitely also somewhere in my channel have made a couple videos based off of her, so I just want to give her flowers where flowers are due, because one thing about me, I don't gatekeep and I will always give credit where it's due. So in my last video, I talked about how a lot of women are proposing to men and how that can lead to being the ultimate pick-me. But in this video, I kind of wanted to shift the perspective just a little bit and talk about the other side of things, where men are giving women shut up rings so they can just say that they're married. When a man gives you a shut up ring, I feel like that's one piece to the puzzle, but at the wedding is where a lot of true intentions can be exposed, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk about in this video that I also got from Cecilia Regina. So what is a shut up ring, that you may be asking?
So if you've ever wondered exactly how a woman ends up with a shut up ring, or a ring I'd like to call here, dang, this is exactly how it happens.
128. 128. That's all it takes. And what's your excuse?
I haven't found anyone to marry.
The idea that you're begging and pleading, taking this man to the ring case of a department store, showing him how cheap, how low you'll go. $128. You keep saying how little you're okay with settling with. It's not about the cost of the ring. He told you out of his mouth, I haven't found anyone that I want to marry. Then what are y'all still doing there if marriage is what you want? Like, when a man tells you who he is, believe him the first time. He's already made it clear he doesn't want to marry you. So either you're going to stay with him and be unmarried, or you're going to let him go and find a man that will. This is how we break our own hearts. This is how we waste our own time. And that's thinking that we can change a man's mind. The last thing you want is a man that married you out of a sense of obligation. Married you because you guilt tripped him or manipulated him or threatened him. You want a man to marry you because he loves you and he cannot see his life without you. He doesn't care how cheap the ring is. He already told you, I don't care if the ring is free. I said I'm not ready to marry you. Now, after hearing what he said, do you believe him now?
Essentially what I get from a shut up ring is that a woman keeps begging a man for marriage, and he's just going to give her whatever ring. The ring isn't going to match her style. It's not going to be anything that she asked for, and he's probably not going to give her any type of insight into this ring. Most of the times too, it's going to be one giant like cluster ring, and unless that's like really your style and you guys went ring shopping together and you said that's what you wanted, most times it's not. As I say in every video, we are working with natural lighting, so please bear with me. So we all know a lot of women are having more strict boundaries when it comes to the length of time that they're going to be in a relationship with a man, and this is where I definitely am strict myself, but even just being in a relationship with a man is going to take a lot. I've said it many times and I have no shame about it. I do listen to Sheree 7, and this is why I have the mindset that I do. If I can benefit from the situation, build my own business out of it with being from a man, then I don't have to depend on that man for his money. I'm already in the mindset of, if you can't do anything for me that I already can't do for myself, then why would I need you? So it's just like, unless you're trying to take over and take that weight off, I don't need it. But the thing with a shut up ring is that it's basically a ring given just to shut you up. Just to say, oh, he finally proposed, we're engaged now. Like I said, he just wants to keep you around for another 2 years and will probably do something, cheat on you in some type of way, so then you guys aren't together anymore. Because I've said it before, men are really only with women to benefit from something. And also, don't get me wrong, especially coming from someone who has seen damn near hella people from their high school getting engaged and married. I know a lot of young people do not have the funds to be married, but they're with someone, they really love them, and they do want to provide for them, especially coming up with a person. I'm not talking about those people. I'm specifically talking about the people who are begging a man for a ring and he just gives her whatever ring. When you're young, I know you're not making a lot of money, and I know that the ring isn't going to be amazing. And also, don't get me wrong, I will get a lab grown diamond any day over a blood diamond. Don't give me no fucking diamond. What the fuck I look like? Give me that moissanite. Give me that moissanite. Thank you very much. I know a lot of young couples don't have a lot of money. I'm not talking about y'all, and I know that as couples get older, they will typically go and upgrade the ring, especially if they've been together for a certain period of time. So after a certain amount of years, their anniversary, they'll be like, okay, like, you know, we've been together, let me go upgrade your ring as like showing you my appreciation for being in this relationship. But other men, it's basically a pity ring. They're like, just fucking take the ring, bro.
Let's talk about engagement ring math. So a lot of men act like women asking for nice rings is some sort of gold digger move. Let's look at who's really looking to benefit from this transaction. Even if a man got you a ring that was worth $10,000, in the course of a year, that would mean your ring was only worth $27 a day. And in exchange for that symbol of love, most men are looking to secure a full-time maid, cook, cleaner, secretary, sex worker, chauffeur, cheerleader, and so much more. If he actually had to pay someone to do all the work he's going to expect his wife to do in exchange for this one-time ring transaction, it would equate to hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. So he's already getting a bargain, even if he spends 10 grand on the ring. But if he tries to palm you off with some diamond dust ring, what's really happening is this ring worth $200 is really worth 50 cents a day. If he saves 50 cents a day for a year, he can afford this ring and secure the services of some person who doesn't know their worth. Talk about gold digging. This man is looking to receive hundreds of thousands per year in free services for the low cost of 50 cents a day. And that's just over the first year. Over the course of 5 years, you are worth less than a penny a day. Some enlightened person told me that these were called pave rings. Pave, more like poverty. Men like to say, oh, the cost of the ring doesn't determine the quality of the marriage. I disagree with that strenuously. People are going to invest in what they care about. When you see a big old rock like this on a woman's hand, you almost never see it on a hand with snagged cuticles and jacked up raggedy hands. You know, look at this woman's hands. They are manicured and well taken care of because she's being well taken care of. This is not a woman who's had to scrub and wash and be busted down because she's got someone who's taking care of her, who wanted to elevate her and treat her well, show her the best. Inevitably, when you see a diamond dust ring, this woman's hand looks worn out. All jokes aside, a ring is a symbol of a union. So do you want a tacky $200 union? Or do you want a physical sign of a man's care for you, something that shows he cares about your taste, wants to invest in something he knows you're going to care about? A physical symbol that he knows you, that he's proud to show the whole world that you all are together and pledging your love for an eternity, that he wants to take care of you. A ring is a symbol. It's a signpost for your future relationship. Is it showing you that it's going to be happy time and easy trails ahead? Or is it saying danger, danger, turn back? Men invest in what they care about, point blank, period. These men are dropping hundreds, if not thousands, on gaming computers, PS5s, Xboxes, sneakers, and OnlyFans. And you're only worth a couple $100, this man is clearly looking for free labor at your expense for the rest of his life. Does the ring on your hand say that he values you or that you're an afterthought? While the size of the ring and the cost is one of the biggest indicators of that, don't forget the ring's history. If he's given you a ring that belonged to someone else, like an ex-girlfriend or fiance, or even a family heirloom ring that has no personal significance to him. It's just something he inherited and tossed at you. This guy does not care about you. This is something that you'll presumably be wearing every day for the rest of your life. So it's not too much to ask that he puts time, consideration, care, and money into making sure it's something special.
And that's where I'm also like, women will sit there and like gaslight themselves about the ring that they got and like when showing everybody, and it's almost as if like the man doesn't really want any like notoriety in a sense, because if you really think about it, if a man buys a woman a ring that she's kind of like embarrassed to show off, and yes, his friends can be hyping them, but the girls know like, oh, you didn't want that ring, you said you wanted a single band and a single stone, and he went and bought you a cluster ring. So I don't see how that fits your personality at all. But you know, if you want to go and gaslight yourself into thinking that you love that ring, go right ahead. But like I was saying earlier, of course, I don't want no fucking blood diamond. Give me the moissanite. But if I say that I want a fucking 3-carat moissanite mixed in with this, this, and this, and make it very like catered and specialized to me, then I expect to get that. Women, we have to think as rings as investment. If a man only gives you a $2,000 ring, but expects you to cook, clean, pay half the bills, maybe in about 2 months, you've already paid more than what your ring is worth. So this is where sometimes I'm like, maybe I am a little bit of a bitch, but yeah, I do want an expensive ring because you're gonna have to show me that I'm worth it. But like I said, do not give me no fucking blood diamond. I don't want it. Instead, mix it in with like some fucking stones. I want like a ring that's like an infinity stone at that fucking point. Like, come on. Moissanite all day. I also know that I want garnet mixed in with my engagement ring in some type of aspect, just because that is my birthstone and it's maroon, and maroon is my favorite color. So everything, just who I am as a person, the day that I was born, my middle names, just like I am me and she is me. So I know who the fuck I am, and if you aren't willing to give me that, then I don't know what to tell you. I've said it in so many videos, I got a bald black daddy and I'm the youngest. You really think I'm not about to get my way or expect to get my way? It sounds so conceited, and yes, I'm willing to compromise sometimes, but most of the time, if it doesn't go my way, ooh baby, I have a hard time. And I know the universe doesn't always do things how I want it to do, and then it turns out better than I expected. But when it comes to a ring and me personalizing things that I can control, oh, I'm definitely gonna control that part. So in this part of the video, I just want to talk about how weddings expose it all. And especially, you've spent all that money, all this time planning the wedding, inviting people, making sure that people can come, and then the wedding comes and you see how this man truly feels about you. We all know how a lot of couples typically do like the little thing where it's like you're feeding each other the cake right after cutting it, and seeing the way that some of these men smear the cake into these women's faces or just try to like embarrass them, it's actually sad. The reason why I say that it's sad is because in some of these videos you can clearly see the women being like, no, we talked about this, you're not gonna smear it in my face, or even them trying to run away from that man and him physically grabbing her and forcing the cake to be smushed in her face. And you think I'm not gonna say anything about that? You think I'm not gonna have a reaction? Oh hell no.
So what we always hear about these kinds of cake shoving videos is that it's just a joke. After this bride very clearly says, do not shove the cake in my face, the groom holds her down and quite forcefully shoves this cake in her face, to which she decides to just walk out of the reception. And the groom later responds, she's completely overreacting. You know, it's just a joke. It's just for laughs. Yeah, let me explain that joke to you. Here's how the joke is supposed to go. You as the woman are supposed to be a very passive participant in the cake smushing. It's supposed to be a humiliation ritual of you. You're supposed to be the one getting embarrassed, and it's very one-sided. It's supposed to be a hearty laugh at your expense, which is why when women smush the cake first, things like this tends to happen. You know, she got a laugh from the crowd and he throws the entire cake at her because you're the only one who's supposed to be humiliated. It's not a joke if you do it to him and you get a laugh from the crowd. And you may say that's an isolated incident. That's one silly guy. But no, it's happened a few times. It's supposed to be just a laugh, supposed to be just a joke, but she gets a laugh from the crowd, and then here comes the violence. I mean, this guy damaged her nose. She's on the floor. For me, it is the violence the men are holding these women down with. They are fighting back. The women are saying, you know, don't stop, let me go. And, you know, people, I guess his friends are laughing in the crowd. The woman is fighting for her life, and the guy continues to grab her to smush cake. And the reason for the force is because it was never a joke. The guy might be laughing in front of everyone, but he's getting off on your humiliation. He is enjoying hurting you. This is most likely a shut up ring turned wedding. And, you know, he wants to show everyone how much he despises you on your special day. Don't let it get to this point, ladies. If he's dragging his feet, go back and watch all the signs of a shut up ring. But if he wasn't an excited and enthusiastic participant before the wedding, he's not going to change afterwards.
So that's why I'm just trying to tell women that like weddings will expose how a man truly feels about you, and you have to be careful when it comes to that. That's also where I'm like, you have to take the signs literally. If a man is capable of doing all that and embarrassing you and basically physically assaulting you in front of all those people, what do you think he's willing to do behind doors when you guys finally get married? Or has this how he's always been and you just wanted to deny it, so he finally gave you the shut up ring that you've been asking for? And then look at what he's doing at the wedding, embarrassing you. The men that will sit there and shove the cake in the woman's face, or even it's supposed to be a cutesy cake cutting and he's sitting there destroying the fucking cake, you need help.
Now watch his reaction. I'm seeing very few people talking about what's actually happening in this. His face doesn't suddenly drop because he realizes he destroyed the cake. He clearly destroyed the cake with the first swipe of that giant sword, and we'll come back to how phallic and everything that is, and just straight up toxic masculinity. But we'll circle back to that. His face drops when he hears the reaction of other people. So let's play it back. Here he is, gleefully destroying the cake. Everything's good. Everything's fine. People are reacting with the oohs and ahs, and all of a sudden, face drops. And then that's when he picks up the beer and starts trying to play like, oh, he's so drunk, trying to play it off. Oh, what a big accident. I just was over enthusiastic. What we're seeing in real time is men are being revealed as abusers, and they don't want to be exposed. So they start playing into this, dumb husband, oh, bumbling idiot role. I mean, you guys got to see this in real time. We're going to run it back once more. It's just a few seconds. It starts out, look, he's gleefully destroying the cake. He's destroying the cake actively. He's not stopping. He's fine. There's nothing wrong with this man. But then he hears the sighs. He's looking around. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. He's picking up the bottle. He's acting ashamed. Oh, he's got to wipe the sweat off his brow. I'm so drunk. How can I save the cake? Oh my goodness, I'm just so flustered. And then he gets off camera very quickly. This is all intentional. These guys are so used to intimidating their victims in private that they mess around and forget and abuse them in public. And they're like, oh, snap. How am I going to preserve my good guy image? So he knew better than to smash the cake in her face. He's very clever because he knows we've already marked that as abusive. He knows nobody's going to think that's a good natured joke. So instead, he swipes as hard as he can at the cake. He is taking all his frustration out on the cake. He is violent towards this cake. This is what happens when you try to turn a shut up ring into a marriage, ladies. These guys have been clear. They do not want to marry you, and that's not excuse for his behavior. I'm just saying there were many red flags before this day. But once he's into destroying the cake, he thought everybody was going to laugh along. When he started getting kind of booed and whatnot as the bad guy, he couldn't take it. He's used to being the affable, nice guy. So I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to play the victim. This guy is clearly a very mentally agile abuser, and she better watch out. I hope she's safe now.
You're literally telling me right there in that moment that you fucking hate me. Why are you trying to sit there and destroy a significant part of the wedding, which is the wedding cake? Another thing that I saw that I wanted to add to this is other aspects of how he can be embarrassing you. So I saw this one video where this woman was in a beautiful wedding dress and they're spraying the champagne everywhere, and then he literally starts spraying the champagne on her. First of all, their wedding looked hella fucking expensive just based off of the location alone. I can only imagine how expensive that dress was. And he was going to continue to do it until he got the reaction from especially the woman telling him to stop.
Oh yeah, the cake.
Look out for the cake!
Nobody thought that that was funny, and in a way it's why are you trying to humiliate her? Then he tried to be all cutesy and be like, oh, I'm feeding her the liquor. No, you just sat there and embarrassed me, and if my friends weren't here to tell you to stop, then you wouldn't have. So that's where I'm saying men will show their fucking asses at these weddings because they didn't want to be married in the first place, and then it's almost you sit there and you think that the wedding is the end all be all, and then you actually have to stay married to this person. Then another thing that I think of is the shut up ring is because you've already done everything that a wife would have done, but you gave it to him before you were even a wife, so now you expect a ring, so obviously he's gonna give you a ring to shut up. That's where I've seen in like people's vows where he's talking about, oh, you gave me a child and you did all this before getting married and da-da-da. Oh, your ass looks great in that dress. Men can literally embarrass you with their vows, and that's where it's just like, am I on Love is Blind? Because what is going on? Do you even want to marry this person? Men will sit there and continue to play in your face, continue to play in your family's face, and then you're just supposed to sit there and do nothing about it, not feel any type of way. But then, girly, when I've been telling you that this man has not liked you for the longest time and you wanted to ignore me because that's your man and you gonna stick beside him, I don't know what else to fucking tell you other than I told you so. And this is why a lot of women are married single women and they don't want to admit it. I've seen so many women be like, well, yeah, right after the wedding he changed. Right after the wedding he stopped doing the romantic gestures and things that he used to do before we were married. Yeah, that's because you begged him into marriage. You begged him into something that wasn't his idea in the first place. And now in a way he kind of resents you, because when women really take the lead, you are being masculine. Men like to be masculine. And instead of you just sitting there and telling them to act like the fucking man that they are supposedly, you need to just come for them and be strict. No, I'm not fucking doing that. Does it look like I have a ring on my finger? Does it look like we're even in a relationship? No, you have to be strict from the beginning and have those boundaries set, or else you will turn into a married single woman. And also get that fucking prenup. Prenups can also benefit the woman as well. So get that damn prenup. If you are starting your own business, if you have your own money, but you're getting married to this man because yes, he's providing for you and he's willing to still give you that money and whatever, get a prenup. At the end of the day, my man can be rich as fuck, but I wouldn't even want half of that money, because it's almost like, that's a lie. I do want half of the money. I'm sitting here trying to lie and be like, no, I don't want your money. If you want to be dumb enough and be like, oh, he's gonna give me 50% of his money, hell yeah, I'll have that in the prenup. At the same time, I will have a cheating clause. I will say at this many years, you can do this. People don't understand that with prenups, you can literally customize it and cater it to you. Say at the 5-year mark, I want a house. At the 10-year mark, I want land. You can have these clauses in place if you are married to this person, especially if it's a person of value. You can get what you want. You just have to have that financial literacy and understand your rights. I've seen so many women get their glow back after they got a divorce because that man was literally sucking the life out of them. And that is where you have to be careful. If a man is not benefiting you in general and only sucking the life from you, and you continue to stay, the only person that I can blame is you. And this is where it's like, don't come for me, don't come for me, I'm the woman, but I have to, because who else is going to? We can blame men as much as they want, but you're the one who's being complacent by staying in that relationship. That's exactly why I made the video of your partner is a reflection of you, because all of a sudden you start talking about all the terrible things he did to you while y'all were in the relationship, but you decided to stay. And no, I'm not talking about it in the aspect of domestic violence, because that's a whole different situation. I'm talking about the girls who think that if they do stuff right, if they change for this man, that all of a sudden he's gonna want to marry her. No, it doesn't work like that. So please understand that blessings can be in disguises. And when you finally break up with that man and get a divorce, or just stop being with him in general, and you start seeing the color come back into your face and you actually being like, whoa, I want to live, you should understand he was a vampire sucking your energy. Marriage is not the end all be all. If that man cannot sit there and tell you that he can make you never have to work a day in your life, or even just fund whatever you want to do, until a man is willing to do that, I'm going to keep focusing on me, continue to keep elevating, so then when I say that I expect those things, I'm already at that caliber where people don't even bat an eye to give me what I want, because I can give it to myself. The only person that you should be focusing on is your damn self. Stop accepting these shut up rings and stop ignoring the red flags that are happening at the wedding. You can actually get an annulment. That's a thing. Anyways, I think I've yapped long enough. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all.